Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well. With the release of Toxapex, we're already seeing it in quite a few different competitive plays, both in Go Battle League and in the different play Pokemon tournaments. I decided to build a team around Toxapex for an open Great League tournament filled with a lot of really strong competitors. This tournament actually took place after King and Cindy's wedding in Toronto, so a lot of the attendees of that tournament did participate. We're going to put the Toxapex to the test here in some of these open Great League formats and see how viable it is in competitive play, especially for Show 6 such as Play Pokemon. Before we get into the battles, a big shout out and thank you to all my patrons who've been supporting my content creation. If you would also like to have early access to my strategies and lineups, or see behind the scenes footage of my battles, feel free to sign up in the Patreon link down below. In my first round matchup against Scotty here, you can see there is 2 ground users, so it is a little bit tougher to bring, but I still decided to bring the Toxapex into this first game, and this is a pretty good early matchup for me. I just really need to take out the Swampert, and I have a lot of play. My whole backline is pretty weak to Swampert actually, so this is kind of near perfect in terms of what I want to see here. We're going to shield up the second Hydro Cannon and try to take this Swampert out as soon as possible. Really, if we can maintain switch advantage here, we're going to be in a good spot. So I'm going to spend both shields here, mainly because I'm a little bit worried about an Obstagoon, so I don't really want to see that. And what do we have here? Shields are all down too, and it's going to be the Galarian Stunfisk. So this is really nice. I get this out of the way. Again, 2 ground users here. We get both of them and early on, which is very crucial here. All right, we're going to come in with our Toxapex or our Galarian Stunfisk here. Probably going to take an Earthquake before throwing our own. I really want to avoid a catch here, and luckily there was no catch. We do throw the and then we come in against the Obstagoon. So this is perfect. This is exactly the matchup we wanted. Obviously, he was also avoiding the Metacham for the backline, but unfortunately it worked out a little bit more in my favor here. So Toxapex looking really good here. Obviously a boost here would be pretty disastrous, but otherwise it should be okay. Obstagoon, as you can see, still very bulky, able to make this matchup a little bit closer than you would expect to, but that is what it is. All right, we go into game number 2 here. These are best of 3s as well, so it's going to be how it plays out. Really great lead for me here, and then really great counter swap. What? Oh my goodness, girl. Maybe they're running a similar line here with the Obstagoon in the back, but we shall see. All right, so we do maintain switch advantage and actually get a shield there. Kind of interesting. So we do have to shield up a second Earthquake, but that's okay. And we have our own Noctowl on the back here, and then as you can see, I go for the Ice Punch. I probably should have gone for a Psychic here. I was going to do a little more damage. I thought maybe I could get to the second one, but that was kind of a misplay by me. Oh my goodness, girl. Oh, okay. All right, she don't like the new meta. All right, we'll let her go. All right, and so here comes in an Obstagoon. So obviously, you can see the Galarian Stunfisk was meant to draw out the Metacham, a great play by them. And then we unfortunately looks like we CMP here, which is not good. Yeah, we do CMP here, but I had to take out this Obstagoon anyway, so not the end of the world. He's probably feeling pretty good about the CMP there, but we are going to throw 1 Sky Attack here. Feeling pretty good at the moment. I was trying to swap to my Walrein, but unfortunately cannot get to it. That's okay. And I'm trying to Powder Snow down, but it looks like they actually get to another Sky Attack, and it is enough to finish me off. So really great plays from Scotty there, especially not having switch advantage or counter swap advantage, really. All right. Going to this matchup, we don't have a great matchup here. I brought the Toxapex again, though, after not bringing last time. Maybe think he's not going to bring double ground again. But we do get counter swapped with the lone Ninetales, which is probably the worst case scenario here for that Walrein. Outside maybe Obstagoon, but I could farm this down. So we're going to try farming it down. These side shocks, as you can see, are still doing a lot of super effective damage, but Toxapex can tank this damage, and I really don't want to spend any shields here. All right, so I expect the Galarian Stunfisk to come in, and here it comes, and it's actually a Noctowl here. This is going to be really interesting because I am doing neutral counters here, and I will have super effective Ice Punches, non-stab, but still a good chunk of damage, and I have the shield advantage. So really, my plan here is I need to take out this Noctowl and do as much counter damage and Ice Punch damage into this Galarian Stunfisk as possible. I'm going to have to spend all my shields here, but I think it could pay off, especially since I have another Ice Punch ready and might get to a second one here. So we're going to throw the first one, and I'm not really in rock slide range either, so that's kind of nice for me. I need to do as much damage as possible. We actually CMP there, which is cool. I'm going to swap out here. Like I said, I wasn't in rock slide range, but now we're going to start throwing these brines. Brine, such a bad move here, but still doing a good chunk of damage, and this is just going to be the rock side, and we can finish off the Glaring Stunfisk here. So really great games so far, undefeated. Bring Toxapex going to round number 2 against Granny Blends here. Unfortunately, my screen recording actually stopped working. We get a counter swap here. It's actually a hidden power Tapu Fini. So I'm not really sure what typing there, but I think it's probably just neutral damage. But gonna be a good spot for us, so we're gonna stay in there, especially our backline matchup. It's not gonna be great against it. I really built this line for checking the Tapu Fini in the lead there. Alright, so ends up being a Power Punch, not the end of the world, and then we get the Skarmory coming in. So I do have the Glaring Stunfisk here to counter that, so we should be in a pretty good spot in the Sableye to finish it off. Like I said, this unfortunately was the only matchup I had recorded of this. I think the next few games did not record well. So I'll tell you the result after this battle, of course, because obviously, regardless of the outcome here, the outcome can still change after a best of 3. But obviously, this situation is pretty positive for me. So I'm going to throw another rock side. I just want to get rid of the Skarmory as soon as possible, so then I can just finish off with the Sableye. And no, I should come in with the Toxapex here. I think I just didn't want to reveal my 3rd Pokemon, so that's why. So I do end up winning that set, and I brought Toxapex in the following match and did win that as well. So Toxapex looking pretty good. Going against Rotten Peanut here, really good battler. And swapping into the Lickitung here. So unfortunately in this specific matchup, I am not bringing the Toxapex, but that's okay. We have a okay matchup here. Because I land the Sky Attack, I could potentially maybe count down, but I want to save some of this health for the Swampert. Probably not the best idea now that I think about it, because Hydro Cannon would have taken me out. I guess I put it in a range where they can't much shot me down, so there's a benefit there, I guess. Alright, and we are going to come back in with the Noctowl here, and here comes the Glaring Stunfisk. I do have to potentially shield the Earthquake, and I'm going to let the first one go through. It ends up being a Rock Slide, which worked out really well for me. And then now I'm going to go for a shield here. Ends up being another Rock Slide. That's fine, because now I know I can survive the next one. And I am going to throw a Foul Play here. I have another one banked, so even the shield should be fine. At this point, I know that I'm not going to get to 3 moves, so I'm just going to farm this down aggressively here. And I got the Swing Attack through, so we are actually going to just be able to finish this off. And yeah, close first game for sure. We have a solid lead here, and it's going to be the Swampert. I'm going to tank a Hydro Cannon and then probably come in with my Wall Ring. Or no, I'm going to go straight for the Psychic first. Let's see what happens. Yeah, so they no shield that. Maybe I should have swapped out a little sooner. This potentially could be an Earthquake. Ends up being an Earthquake, so that's pretty big. And I was going to take him out before the next Earthquake, but really smart play from Rotten Peanut here to actually CMP me there to get some extra damage. I'm going to undercharge it a little bit just so I get a little bit more farm. Maybe undercharged, not enough there, obviously. I'm going to go straight for the Earthquake here, because if I don't get some 2 Icicle Spears, I want this damage. And as you can see, the damage is pretty useful there. This Body Slam is going to take me out, and I could definitely feel the nerf on the Wall Ring. And it's going to be an Altaria here. This is not great for me, unfortunately, and a really good bait out from Rotten Peanut there, knowing that I don't have any grass types. Wall Ring is going to be my main counter there. I'm going to go straight for the return here. Let's see if it goes shielded. It gets no shielded, which is pretty huge for me. And I'm... Oh, wait, no. There's no more shields left. That's why. Alright. But unfortunately, at this health range, just not enough. So the score is now tied 1-1. And we go into game number 3 here. And it's going to be Glaring Stunfisk. This is going to be a weird one. Again, with that nerf to Wall Ring, getting to that Icicle Spear bait is going to take a little bit more energy than it used to. And I'm still going to go for it, because one Earthquake is still going to do a lot of damage, and it does get shielded here. I can no shield the second move here, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. And then I go for Earthquake here. I probably should have double baited now that I think about it, but it does get shielded here. And then I am going for another Icicle Spear here to try to weaken it. And we actually CMP, which is huge. So I'm going to let this go at this point. I got a lot of value here. And I'm going to farm this all the way down. Letting this go, and it's going to be a Rock Size, that's fine. And then here comes a Swampert. I'm going to shield this. And go for the return to try to knock this out. It's going to do a lot of damage. And as you can see, doing quite a bit of damage there. And then here comes a Altaria here. All right, so I was having a conversation right before this battle, and someone's telling me that the right place to throw a Shadow Ball here, and you're gonna see here that is not the right play. So it's gonna prevent me from getting to the second Sky Attack. I think double Sky Attack would have been a way better play here. Unfortunately, I didn't know the matchup myself, and then he catches on a Galarian Stunfisk, which is definitely the lose condition for me. So really well played from Ron Peanut. We are in the losers bracket. It's a double elimination tournament, so I still have some chance here going against my patron, Dave Dane, a great battler as well too. All right, and we have this mirror match. It's going to be a little weird. So I'm going to let this go. And then I come in with my Wall Rain here. I'm going to shield a potential return. It's going to be a foul play. That's fine. And then now we CMP again. That's not great. Probably should have let that go, to be honest. But I think the problem is I didn't have much health on my Sableye left, right? So I should have kind of in a weird spot. All right, so we do get hit by the C-Bomb here, and I don't have a lot of health, so I'm going to come in with Galarian Stunfisk and see what I can do here. I'm a little worried about what they have in the back, especially like a Medicham or something. Could be a little bit tricky. Or Altaria. Altaria actually could be pretty bad at this health stage. And I'm trying to spam this foul play. Unfortunately, he comes in with the Sableye. I kind of have to throw it, otherwise I get KO'd here anyway. And it is the Altaria, so this would have been fine, all things considered, if I had more health on this. But unfortunately, 2 Rock Slide's not going to be enough. I'm just going to throw Earthquake just for fun, but it's not going to be enough. All right, we go into game number 2. I decided to bring the same exact line. I'm like, you know what? Let's play it out differently. I have a play into this, so I'm going to play it out a little differently here. We're going to shield the first one. I have a pretty high attack Sableye, so I'm going to try to force maybe Charge from Priority. I get 2 of these off. And then I should... Okay, no. I know what I'm going to do. Because I have Energy Lead here, I just maintain Switch Advantage, and I should be okay. So I think that's my play here. It's going to play it out a little differently. We're going to see the third Pokemon. So this way, I know I can't lose Switch Advantage regardless. And then now they come with Altaria. So they're coming in with the same exact line. So I'm going to come in with my Wall Rain here. Maybe I could have came in with my Galarian Stunfisk. Either way, this should be okay. Go straight for the Shadow Ball, which is definitely the right call. Because C-Bomb would probably not be enough. And I get to the foul play. Unfortunately, they get to the C-Bomb first. So I do have to take out this Trevenant as soon as possible. I'm going to lose CMP here, so I'm going to purposely throw a few more Mud Shots before throwing, just to get a little bit extra energy. Shot Call damage is not too crucial here, and this should be a much better matchup. So got to do a run back of the first matchup, and I'm glad I was able to kind of redeem myself there. All right. And we definitely have a game number 3 on our hands, so let's see how that plays out after this Rock Slide. I think maybe I think he would have been short of 2 Sky Attacks, but it would have been close. All right, going to game number 3, and we get a similar matchup as I did with Rotten Peanut here in game number 3. I'm going to play it out similarly. I'm going to bait the Earthquake and go Icicle Spear. Do I go for the double bait here? It's kind of tricky, right? Because Icicle Spear costs a little bit more energy, I'm going to play it out exactly the same though. I'm expecting maybe Altaria somewhere in the back here. But yeah, we get the same situation here. Unfortunately, we don't CMP here. Dave Dang is playing it a little differently than Ron Peanut, which is a little bit not in my favor. And actually hits me with the Earthquakes. I was actually kind of confused by that because I didn't think that an Earthquake could be reached, especially with my matchup with Ron Peanut, but apparently it is possible. All right, so we are going to shield a return here. We have 2 Sky Attacks. I'm probably just going to Wing Attack all the way down here just so I leave with some energy. I didn't really feel like burning all my energy here. And then let's see what they have in the back. And it unfortunately was ABA Steel. I kind of panicked here. I thought it was going to be like Altaria, so I accidentally threw the wrong move. Big misplay by me, but you know, it happens. And I do have to foul play at least for me to combo play. So it's going to do a good chunk of damage. Honestly, if I landed the Shadow Ball, I could have been in a really good spot there, but unfortunately not. So I do have to still take out this Stunfisk. Even if I took out the Registeel, we still would have lost this, right? Because the Rock Slide takes me out. That does knock me out of the tournament. So I know the title might seem a little clickbaity, but to be honest, I didn't lose a single battle when I brought Toxapex. So still undefeated with Toxapex, but just not undefeated throughout the whole tournament. We did see some Toxapex usage in the top 8 of Salt Lake City regionals from Elite, and I think it definitely has a promising future in Show 6 formats and definitely Blind 3 GBL as well, so definitely worth the investment. I did vlog King and Cindy's wedding as well, so that'll be the next video I upload, so be on the lookout for that. If you like this video, feel free to give it a like and share, subscribe for future content, hit that notification bell to get alerted right when I post a new video, and I'll catch you all next time.